Seem an unseasonal story, but some people are still waiting for their Christmas presents from an online delivery service. The Consumer Show investigates on Tuesday night at 8:30. Now on RTE1, the gift of revenge is on offer to Daniel in Shortland Street.
So, the best thing I can do right now is resign.
I'll miss you if you go.
I'll miss you too. I'm not resigning.
What changed your mind?
Well, you did.
I'm so glad I did.
Yeah, me too.
Swelling seems to be going down.
I told you that on the phone. You didn't need to come over.
How'd you get on with Reuben yesterday?
Oh, he was great. Very helpful. It's more than I expected.
And Dan? Any word?
Yep. He came over, had a go at me, called me a hypocrite.
Why?
For taking a swing at that burglar. After all the times I'd gone on about how violence was never the answer. He has a point, I suppose.
That was it? No flowers, no sympathy? Well, shut up. I guess that counts for something.
You wouldn't say that if you saw how he looked at me. He didn't care that I could have been killed. The fact is that he doesn't care at all.
Well, you know that's not true. You've been through this kind of stuff
exactly. We've been
before.
through this before and nothing changes. He takes every opportunity he can to lash out at me.
He's young, he's self-centered, but he's still your son. You can't give up on him.
No, I never will, but I think I have to accept the fact that he's given up on me.
Can't help thinking of Ben Goodall.
Oh, I know. Makes you give just that little bit more, doesn't it?
Coffee?
No, thank you. I'm heading off. I just wanted to tell you I've changed my mind.
About resigning?
I burned the email.
Well, that's excellent news. I'm glad you finally saw sense.
It was Callum's doing. He pointed out that the best way to fight the system is to attack from within.
So speaks a wise man.
Sometimes, yeah, he is. It was just the advice I needed to hear.
Chris, has she told you?
She has. You talked her around and she's staying. Well done, you.
Now we can start work as a team. Our mission to show the DHB that we are unique and necessary.
Yeah, just not through high-profile surgery. My name is still mud out there.
Well, not for long. I'm not a surgeon of your caliber.
No, Chris is right. We need to think outside the surgical team this time.
Well, I'm open to all suggestions. I thought we might brainstorm a few ideas over dinner, if that's not asking too much.
No, of course not. We do business and pleasure better than anyone.
Right. Just been to see Sarah. She was pretty hurt. You were so angry with her.
She deserved it.
She could have been killed yesterday. The guy had a knife. Doesn't that register with you at all?
Now you want to lecture me on the sanctity of life. Anyway, she only sprained her wrist. Big deal.
Ah, I know you're not that callous.
I lost my kid and my girlfriend, and it was all because of her.
Sarah didn't make Lauren have a termination. All she did was face up to what you didn't want to know.
Yeah, and what's that?
Lauren didn't want to have a baby, yours or anyone else's.
She would have. All she needed was support and encouragement. But oh no, Sarah couldn't bundle her into the car quick enough.
And if you talked to her, you'd find out how wrong you are.
Look, there's nothing I want to hear from her.
She loves you, Dan. Despite your big mouth, you love her too. Oh, man, you two are so alike. It does my head in. What she did yesterday fighting back, you would have done exactly the same.
What do you want me to do? Go around and bond over the fact that we're both hotheads?
Why not? No one else will understand you as well as you do each other. That's a hell of a thing. You've got the way in. You just need to be strong enough to take it.
Hiya, buddy. What are you still doing up?
I was waiting for you.
He was very persuasive.
Well, it's bedtime now. So, get your stuff together and I'll walk you upstairs.
And then will you give me my presents, please?
If you brush your teeth and you're super fast, I might see if there's something left at the bottom of my suitcase. Oh, speaking of presents, one for myself. Yeah, I came across it just before I went away.
It's beautiful. I'm not surprised you decided to treat yourself.
Yeah. Come on, Eric. Chop, chop.
It's a game, isn't it?
Maybe.
Did you see the way he looked at the vase?
He looked at it, so what?
He knows something's up.
No, he doesn't. It's identical. What could he have seen?
I don't know. I'm not the expert, but he is.
There's not much you can do to win hearts and minds that doesn't cost money.
A hugging booth at reception.
Gerald would pass out in a germ coma.
But in theory, if we get a big response from the hospital community, then the DHB has to pay attention, right?
There's nothing wrong with the theory. It's how we put it into practice that's escaping us.
Fish of the day, 1 chicken risotto.
Thank you.
He's dodgier than a $3 coin, and he broke my daughter's heart. Why do we still come here?
It's close and the food's good.
Yeah, I'll give him that, I suppose.
Of course, the one thing that would make people really love Shortland Street is if we could cut waiting lists, but unless you have some power with the Ministry of Health.
Damn him, that is good.
Back to topic.
No. This is the topic. What is the one thing that everyone wants in hospital?
To get out as quickly as possible.
I think I might be onto something here.
Tanya?
Yeah.
What are you doing? For goodness sake, Chris doesn't suspect a thing.
Shh. Keep your voice down.
You can't go on like this, worrying all the time.
That's why I'm going to tell him. Tomorrow.
What good will that do? You'll still feel awkward and guilty, and you'll make Chris feel awkward and embarrassed.
I can't keep lying to him.
Look, I know you feel bad about it, but I think the main reason you're freaking out is because of the money.
No, I think it's because I am being dishonest.
Okay, think about this. If you borrowed one of Chris's CDs and he scratched it, you'd replace it straight away, right?
Of course.
And the next time you came over and Chris was bopping away to the Verlaines, you wouldn't tell him about the original, would you?
A CD is a CD. This is a hugely expensive vase.
The principle is the same. Now, if you own up to Chris, tell him you forked out for a replacement vase, he'll want to know the whole story.
Which is what I should have told him the minute he walked in the door.
Then we'll have to tell him how we got the new vase and what we paid for it. Trust me, it is a can of worms you don't want to open. Now get over yourself and get back in my bed. It's cold up there.
Hey, TK's not here.
It's not him I'm come to see, it's you.
Well, I'm just heading out. New job, it's my first day.
Ah, this won't take a minute. You know, I'm covering for Sarah. I was trying to access some patient notes, but I don't know her computer password.
Well, have you tried asking her?
Well, I rang, but no answer. I thought she might be getting some sleep.
Right. Well, come on. I don't know her password, but I set up the network so I have administrator access. I can just log you on from here.
Thanks. I suppose you've heard from Lauren.
Never expected to. You?
Silence remains unbroken.
But you're her father, so in the end you'll kiss and make up, because that's what families do, right?
Lauren knew that Jewel and I would do anything to help her. We even offered to raise the child ourselves. But she took the selfish way out and took a life in the process. That doesn't say family to me. Tough love isn't easy. But Lauren needs to acknowledge what she's done, the people she's hurt. When she does, I'll welcome her back with open arms.
Well, Sarah doesn't think they did anything wrong, her or Lauren, and TK thinks because she's my mother, I need to understand her point of view.
And what do you feel?
Well, same as you. I hate what they did.
Because it's wrong and hurtful and too big to sweep under the carpet. Sarah needs to say sorry. Say it and really mean it.
And what if she doesn't?
What choice do you have? What choice do either of us have, except to move on?
Hey, you. I didn't hear you come in last night.
I tiptoed. I didn't want to get into trouble for waking Yvonne.
I'm sorry for accusing you of taking advantage. I was wrong. Mum had a word and said you were just trying to help.
I could have told you that myself, given half the chance.
I know. I get overprotective. It's stupid.
Yeah, it is. But it's kind of endearing as well. Go on, I forgive you. And because it's my first day back, you can buy the coffee.
Rachel, you remember Zoe Archer?
Of course. How is your son doing?
He's well, thank you.
So, what is this all about? It's not every day I get an urgent summons from the CEO of Shortland Street.
Well, I need your expertise to revamp our menus, sort of an extreme makeover.
And you're talking to me and not your own dietitian because...
I think we need a fresh set of eyes and some new ideas.
Well, I'm full of those. So if you're offering me work, the answer's yes.
There is the small matter of budget. There's a reason boiled cabbage is a hospital cliche. It's cheap as chips and with a lower fat content.
Don't worry, I'm very aware of cost limits. The point is it's not what you cook with, it's how you cook it.
Okay. What would you do with cabbage?
Rachel, I didn't ask Zoe here to ambush her.
Instead of boiling it to death, I would chop it finely, make a coleslaw. It tastes better, and when it's raw, it hangs on to its nutrients better.
And what about special diets for post-op patients and so on?
I could draw you up some menus with costs attached, knock out a few sample dishes, if you'd like me to.
Absolutely.
Great.
My new clinic is actually closer for you than this place. Here's my card with all the details.
Thank you.
Take care and see you soon.
Bye, Hannah.
Didn't see you there. What were you doing on the floor?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think I was mopping up a leak from the roof. Looks all right now, but there were a few mystery puddles in the storeroom as well. I've told Sarah.
I never noticed. Thank goodness someone's got an eye for detail.
I have my moments.
Hey, team. How's it going?
What are you doing here? You should be at home resting.
It's only a sprained wrist. I'm not at death's door, and I hate sitting at home feeling useless.
Well, then you can sit at home finding a replacement for me. That should be your priority.
Are you sure you don't need me?
We're fine. Everything's under control.
Ruben, thank you. I really appreciate this, especially after our personal difficulties.
Well, I'm nothing if not professional. Don't you worry about a thing.
Okay, Ronaldinho, you put the gear away. I'll do breakfast.
Hey, you always tell me I'm not allowed to kick the ball inside.
I do too.
Right. Penalty kick.
Really?
Just this once. Make sure you don't bend it too much.
I'm Ronaldinho, not Beckham.
Just take the kick.
No! I thought it might break.
I'm a good striker.
Oh, I'm sure you are. It's just the, vase is so beautiful and...
Put that away and watch up sport, then back here for pancakes.
Okay.
Hey. Hey, what are you doing here? What happened to the job?
It was crap. A trained monkey could do it.
So what are you saying? You quit after half a morning?
Not without making a plan first.
What plan?
I got in touch with that recruiter about the job in Indonesia. Right. And it's still there if I want it. They just need to suss out a visa for me. How cool is that?
That's not cool. That's reckless.
It's a great opportunity. You should be pleased for me.
Yeah, if you were doing this for the right reasons, but you're not.
I'm trying to get ahead.
Now, you're trying to get away from your mum.
No, that's just one of the perks.
Run away and things between you and Sarah are only going to get worse. You might never be able to fix it. Is that what you want?
We can't fix it. Because what she did to me was wrong, and she'll never admit that.
Her motives went wrong. She loves you.
I'm sick of hearing that. I'm sick of fighting. So the best plan I can see is just to get out of here.
We lost a few very good nurses, thanks to Helga.
I can only say it seemed like a good idea at the time.
On the positive side, I did pick up a few rostering tricks from her.
Good, but how do we get our best nurses back so you can put them on the roster?
Well, word's out now that Helga's gone, so hopefully they'll start coming back of their own accord.
No, that's too slow. We need something to entice them as soon as possible. Private health insurance.
We don't have the budget for that.
Yeah, not full cover, but we could offer to make a contribution.
Even so, if all the nurses took it up, the costs would break us.
Not if we get sponsors. Being linked to a major hospital is a good look for a health insurer. I did this sort of stuff all the time with the PCC.
It's a very tempting carrot.
Don't say anything yet. We're not making any promises.
But if we're all agreed, I'll start making some inquiries.
Great.
Okay, I'll get back to you when I have some news. Come on, with insurance cover, we can attract higher quality staff to serve beautiful new food to the patients. It's a package deal. It will work.
When you get all fired up like this, I could almost believe you.
Fired up? I'm just getting started.
I thought it'd be nice to get out of the house for a couple of days. What do you reckon?
Yeah, let Chris have the place to himself for a minute.
Just him and Harry and the vase. So, wanky this weekend?
Sure. Oh, what's this?
Nothing to do with me.
It's from Chris. I hope this means as much to you as I think it will. You're kidding. He must have heard us last night, and now he's trying to guilt me into confessing. This is so embarrassing.
Oh, good, you found it.
Yes, I did, and I am so...
Overwhelmed. It's the last thing she expected.
You think it's too much? It doesn't really go with the room, and as you saw this morning, it's not exactly a Harry-friendly addition to the house. I'd like you to have it.
It's so nice of you, Chris, but I couldn't possibly.
You'd be doing me a favour. I bought it on impulse, but it's not really me. I'll be happy knowing the vase is with someone who truly appreciates it.
She does. She can hardly keep her eyes off it. Can you, babe?
Thank you, Chris. So much.
You're welcome. Now that that's sorted, I better get to work. See you later.
Bye.
Yeah, the salary's not great, but there is scope for buying into the partnership later. Okay, yep, you have a think and get back to me. Okay, bye. They're not exactly beating down the door to take over from Ruben.
Well, have you spoken to that guy from Tauranga? He looked promising last time.
Yeah, he's on the short list. I'll give him a call soon. Do you want a cup of tea?
No thanks.
No, you're not. What's wrong?
Have you spoken to Dan lately?
Not since yesterday. Why?
He's going to Indonesia. That job's still there. He's decided to take it. He leaves next week.
Next week?
He's running away rather than dealing with his problems. He knows it.
So what you're really telling me is that he's leaving the country so he doesn't have to see me? Wow. Wow. I've really done a number this time. I've managed to push him so far away I may never get him back.
Rachel, I know we agreed the surgical department isn't the answer to our PR problem.
It's not. Callum and I are moving forward with other options.
I was just thinking about the elite team. You've put too much work into it to just let it fall apart from lack of use.
Well, I don't intend to. It's just a matter of priorities.
Which is why I'm offering to do some groundwork for you. How about we try and put Ron White in the public eye? His reputation is squeaky clean.
Find a case that puts him in as team leader, you mean?
Yeah, with me as his humble but willing assistant. Handled carefully, my smelly kid status might even work in our favour.
I'll think about it.
Well, we could think about it together. What are you doing tonight?
Working late. With Callum. Sorry.
Okay, another time.
I thought you'd be at the clinic today.
I was, but they sent me home.
Well, I just need something.
Daniel, I know you're planning to leave the country, and it's obvious you weren't going to tell me. But since I'm up to speed, will you at least just talk to me about it first?
The least you know, the least you'll be able to interfere.
Okay, if you don't want to talk, will you listen for a minute? Here's another plan. You stay here, you finish your degree, and I'll pay all of your fees. Then you don't have to worry about working while you study, and you'll end up with a qualification that'll get you a much better job in the long run. What do you think?
I think it's pathetic that you're trying to bribe me to stay here.
No, I'm not. I just think that we need more time to sort things out.
What's to sort out? You encouraged my girlfriend to kill our child, and you think there's nothing wrong with that?
Lauren made her own decision. It was the right decision for her, for both of you.
So you're not going to apologise for what you did?
Well, I'm sorry that we've fallen out over it, but I am not sorry for supporting Lauren when she needed it.
You are unbelievable. Do you know what?
Sorry. Bad time?
Perfect time.
Now, Daniel, please.
Now you've got company.
Wendy.
I couldn't call from work. It's about Ruben. He's acting strangely.
Well, I thought you said everything was fine.
He's pretending it is. He's even being nice to me. But I've heard him giving out his new practice details to people. He's handing out cards.
Well, he's leaving. His patients have to know how to find him.
He's giving them to your patients as well.
What?
All of them. Every single one. And I saw a flash drive plugged into your computer. It took me a while to twig, but I think he's poaching your patient files. Could he do that?
No, he doesn't have my password. He might be getting a bit cheeky with my consult patients, but my files would be completely safe.
Okay. I just thought I'd tell you.
Okay, thank you, Wendy. I really appreciate it.
I'm going to.
No, Daniel, please.
Ah. That's not a good place then, is it? Maybe a room?
Goodness, what is that?
A vase.
Or used to be.
Was it expensive?
Just a cheapie?
Oh, don't touch it. I'll get the brush and pan.
Oh my God, Father, don't just stand there, find some glue.
Was it just me?
But louder.
Because I was a bit of a drama queen.
You know what happens now? I flick you 14 grand and we call it even.
Don't you dare.
No, you're right. I need to replace it. It's the only decent thing to do.
Isaac, you're teasing me.
I wouldn't dream of it.
So, it won't be missed?
Not for a second.
Did you get my email
What email?
about Ron White?
Oh, I haven't looked, sorry.
Well, he's free for a couple of hours this evening. If you can tear yourself away from Callum, we could all meet up across the... Is that stock? The answer's yes.
Zoe, hi. I was just about to tell Chris about the hospital's new catering initiative.
Oh, there's not much to tell yet.
You're working here now?
Callum's asked me to, yes.
I'll leave you two to catch up. Excuse me.
So, what exactly are you doing?
Me again. Look, Sarah's computer's logged me off and I can't get back on again.
I logged you off.
Why? I'm still doing some work.
Well, I logged you off so you couldn't steal any more patient files. You're not even denying it. You were poaching Sarah's patients.
All right, I was. Working with Sarah's dealt a serious blow to my reputation and my practice. I was just trying to claw something back, that's all.
She gave you a job. She took you on.
And landed me with a con man and a grossly incompetent nurse. You think mud like that doesn't stick? She screwed me over, well and truly. And not just professionally.
If you mean Lauren...
I do. Sarah's torn my world apart. Her stupidity and interference has cost me my job, my daughter, and my grandchild.
So that makes it right for you to steal from her, and I should just let you get away with it.
She helped Lauren make the appointment for the termination. She drove her there. She delivered it to the door, and then she waited while they did what they did to your child, my grandchild. Considering what she deserves, taking a few patients off her is nothing, don't you think?
Shortland Street will be back here on RT1 on Monday at 12. Medical matters are to the fore next as well in Doctors, as Heston and Howard are set for a showdown about the surgery. That's coming up after the break.